Alright, there you guys again. Welcome to another one of my live videos, and now I'm going to be updating you on some more latest news. More things have currently updated slightly on the news. It's about Alex Sandro, currently from Juventus. In the entirety of this transfer window, that Chelsea have been heavily linked with Alex Sandro. And basically now it looks like it has, for the past few days, it could have come to a conclusion, but now Chelsea are preparing to break the world record fee for a defender that has been currently broken by City by signing Mendy and signing Kyle Walker, and now Alex Sandro could be thrown into the mix of one of the world's most expensive defenders. Chelsea are willing to pay around about £61 million to get his signature on the board. I think they have been in negotiations about getting a deal done. But Juventus are, I think, resisted and reluctant to sell, the current player, because they're fantastic. You know, they progressed to the Champions League final last season. Also won the Italian league as well, did Juventus. But Chelsea have showed a strong interest for the entirety of the transfer window. They've looked at players Godard. They've tried getting Van Dijk. They've looked at, they've got Rodiger. They've got Bakayoko, they've got Morata, so they've spent around £100 million so far in this transfer window. And looks like they could get Alexis Sandro on the board. Currently, Chelsea did finish 20 points ahead of us last season. They're currently now starting to create this platform and build this platform to strengthen their team up, and they're going now in the right direction to doing this. Currently they've got Alonso at that full-back position. Conte is willing to strengthen that full-back position. But if Alex Sandro is to come in the door, he may not be guaranteed that first-team football this season with Chelsea. Because if Alexandro's going to be in there, it's going to be his main choice is Conte's, is Alexis Sandro. But he's a fantastic player, you know. The Juventus did currently buy him from Porto. He's also been at Santos on loan in the past. His performances for Brazil are also fantastic as well. But Juventus did raise money for the players they have departed. I think they have got a couple of players in as well. But they have lost two of the key defences. They've lost Benucci. And they've lost... who was the other player they lost? They lost Benucci, and they've currently lost Dani Alves as well to PSG. So they won't want to sell too many of their good players. And there's also been talks about Paulo Dybala, the current forward for Juventus. That we've shown an interest. Barcelona have been in discussions about getting him. Juventus had made it clear, they'd quoted it out, he was going for £107 million with a player. But it's probably come to a conclusion because basically they'll be resisted to it. Well, they're not, because they said he's £107 million. But the player quoted out himself, he's basically no desire to leave the club. He's currently happy at Juventus, is Paulo Dybala. But what a player. He's prolific, he's good at giant forward, leading the lines fantastically well, good in the air, good at getting through the channels. I'd love him at Manchester United. Also another fantastic player. We've looked into him a few times in this transfer window. But Alex Sandro, just like Dani Alves, just like Benucci, probably generated, is probably one of the best fullbacks in the world. You know, what a fantastic player. You know, he's a strong tackler, good at contributing his game, good at driving forward, good at getting balls into central midfield, very good, got good intensity sprints, good at holding that defensive line fantastically well, is this Alex Sandro. And Chelsea are willing to pay £61 million because they've been interested in the entirety of the transfer window. Chelsea are doing better than us in this transfer window. We're really frustrated. West Ham are doing better than us in this transfer window. Bloody bright, sorry. It's getting on my nerves a bit, that brightness. West Ham are doing better than us this transfer window. City are doing a hell of a lot better than us. They've spent over £200 million. But obviously paid world records fees for two defenders. You know, we'll be frustrated, and you can understand Mourinho's frustration in this transfer window. We've only really beaten Chelsea on us getting Lukaku off them when they looked in the ascendancy to get Lukaku. But in a way, Chelsea are now doing fantastically well, you know. They still need to add more depth and strength, but that will come. If you're willing to pay £61 million for the defender, you know, that's hard to reject. So That is very, very hard to reject. So this is according to the Italian press that Chelsea are willing to break the world record fee for defenders. It has been done over the years. It happened with Louise, right there. Fieldbusters. It happened with Louise before, and then Kyle Walker broke that, and now Benjamin Mendes broke that as well, with City capturing them two. So their world record fees of defenders. It's happened a lot over the years. You go back 16 years ago with Ferdinand when we got him for £30 million. Doesn't really count now, but it does happen. If you're going to put that money on the table, that staggering amount of money for the defender, it's very, very hard to reject. But from Juventus' point of view, they've already lost two of their key players with Dani Alves, who's a fantastic, one of the world's best generated right backs as well. So, and Bonucci, probably one of the best centre backs in world football. So it is an hard decision. But Conte, I think he's got Bakayoko, he's got Morata, he's got Rodiger. He's looking to strengthen his full back position. He may add another player at least into the ranks. And Chelsea could also be in the pole position to get Renato Sanchez as well. You know, there's still a possibility chance we could get him. We know AC Milan have been in there for the player, but Renato Sanchez hasn't had the starts at Munich. He's at a big club like that, experiencing a fantastic facility, you know, with loads of supporters behind him. But Renato Sanchez, his glowing reputation in the Euros basically got him to Bayern Munich. I think Munich, I can't remember how much paid for him from Benfica, but there's been discussions going on, and this basically quoted out they're willing to sell the player, they're willing to sanction the player off, whether it's on a loan deal, whether it's a 42 million deal that they've been asking for. I do not know, as I keep saying, he's versatile, he can play on wide roles, he'd be fantastic luxury in our midfield, but we're not the favourites now to get Renato Sanchez. Chelsea have been in negotiations. Conte and Ancelotti have been in discussions with Chelsea trying to capture a player. They may go for him on a loan deal to see how he expresses himself in the Chelsea squad. We may still get him, but Chelsea now could be favoured. There have been discussions for the player. Also, Chelsea have looked into Oxlade-Chamberlain. They've looked into Ross Barkley. So if they get at least one or two of them players they've looked at, Chelsea are going to be a strong force this season. Such too as Manchester City are going to be a strong force this season. They've already got 5 players. They're looking to add more ranks into there. They're looking like they could be getting Sanchez. So you can understand why we're frustrated in this aspect of our transfer window. We've only got Lindelof. We've only got Lukaku. We need more than that. We need a winger. We need a creative winner. We need a defensive mid. And for the entirety of the transfer window, Jose Mourinho's targeted a hell of a lot of midfielders, and we're getting nowhere at the moment. You know, Chelsea are basically looking. They've got Bakayoko. They're basically right. They pay this money off, and this does work out. They get Sandro, basically. With the Matic case, they're going to offload Matic, is it 40, 50 million? And then they're just going to basically raise most of the funds back, basically what they've paid for Sandro, if the deal finalises, whether it's either going to be able to do with a swap deal for Matic, if he's going to go to Juventus, or is he going to come to Manchester United? I still think he'll come to Manchester United. I think Juventus have lost their interest in Matic, but Matic, I have reservations about him. He's slow, he hasn't got enough tempo to his play, but you know, we need that midfielder. We are very, very desperate for that midfielder, and Chelsea can afford to offload Matic. They can definitely afford to offload Matic. So we'll see. The good news is now that currently Fellaini is leaving the club. I think it broke out. Turkish the press had reported Fellaini had agreed terms. The directors quoted out. I think they're basically working on negotiating a deal. We could sanction him off. I think he's coming to the end of his contract. We could still sanction him off maybe for £27 million, which is astronomical business when you think about it for the player that's been there at Manchester United for 4 years, and we paid just over £27 million for him back in 2013 under the Moyes era. I think he's had some good performances, but I don't think he complements our midfield. I just don't think he's good enough for the team anymore. He's won honours with Manchester United. I thought his performance in the Europa League was good, but you saw scenes last season that he's not good enough. His performance, he was underperforming. He was static in the midfield. Also getting sent off against Manchester City also. So he's not good enough anymore for Fellaini, and we can benefit from this and raise some funds for this, and use some of them funds to get a better player in the midfield on the board, because Fellaini is literally not good enough. So we've got to be honest on that. And we're getting nowhere with Perisic at the moment. The deal has currently delayed. Perisic has notified Mourinho. I think he's interacted with him to tell him about that goal that he scored against Chelsea or something like that. He's, for the entirety of this transfer window, Mourinho has wanted Perisic on the board. Inter Milan are standing firm. They're standing firm, basically. They will still want that £48 million. They're being stubborn. We're playing hardball. We've had bids rejected in the past. And it's quoted out today from the current Inter Milan manager, basically, that this is sanctioned now. He's basically not going to be for sale. He's basically, from his point of view, he's basically saying the deal's off, basically. And he's basically saying negotiations and this now has come to an halt. And basically now this looks like this transfer is currently inflated by the looks of things. But it reported yesterday that Lucy Spelter said we cannot keep him against his will because Perisic has been forcing the move for absolutely ages now. We cannot keep the player against his will. He's praised him. He said he's a good player. He's a strong athlete. He contributes his game well. We know how much of an important figure he is to him. But if he wants to go, then we'll consider loading him. And then he's a tremendous player. He's highly experienced, and we need that high experience in the team. So basically, it's been Mourinho's main priority. We've looked to get the play on the board. Damasio announced the price. We've had 2 or 3 bids being rejected now. You know, they've even tried demanding Martial on loan as part of the deal with Manchester United, who are nowhere near going to sanction Antonio Martial. But it reported from even Italy press yesterday reported that basically negotiation discussions are over for the player, and that Belotti's the manager has basically quoted out he's basically staying. He's very convinced he's staying, and he was not making the move to Manchester United. So basically now we have to look more in the region of another winger, and I can't really think of any more winners that we can basically get. Who we've looked at, Bale's a possibility depending what happens with the Mbappe situation, as I updated you earlier. Fossenberg would be a possibility, as it broke out yesterday or whatever it was, that Mourinho had been in contact with the current Fossenberg's agent, and that they were trying to negotiate and us to making a potential move and finalise a deal. But I think he's 25, he's had the Swedish Player of the Year before. He's a fantastic player. He's 25, he's good, he's quick, he's versatile, he's good at going forward, he's good at physically going around defenders. Just like Perisic, he can get balls into the box for players to feed on, such as Rashford, such as Lukaku. Have shown them two are a fantastic partnership in these pre-season games. And that's what we need. They are them two as well are definitely comparison to our other winners. We're not getting that winger. That winger's struggling to beat a fullback, get enough balls into the box, and we're not doing that at the moment. And players like Perisic, Fossenberg and Bale can do that, and that's what we need. And we are frustrated, but Lindelof and him share the same agent. But it could come to a conclusion now. It just basically could come to an end because Red Bulls are reluctant to sell that player. They are reluctant to sell that player. Like they are with Naby Keita, they want to keep hold of them two good players that currently Red Bulls have got, who did fantastic last season, finished second, progressed into the Champions League. And I do want a dynamic midfielder like Naby Keita, because he's a dynamic midfielder who would complement your likes of Herrera's, your Pogba's, but obviously we're not initially in for him. Liverpool have tried capturing the player, but they are reluctant to sell the player. I think they've had 2 bids rejected, they've had another one, they've put in a 75 million bid, but looks like it is now officially over. Liverpool may have to look at him in January now. So, yeah, we're getting nowhere with Perisic. Fossenberg's not going to happen. The Bale rumours have risen up today, as I mentioned to you guys earlier. But basically, it had reported, Bale is a player who scored 6-7 goals in 150 appearances for Real Madrid. He's won 3 Champions Leagues. He's won La Ligas with the club. We've wanted him basically since 2013 when we basically missed out on the player. But it quoted out early today, right there. that Bale's agent, the speculation around this situation, that Bale's agent was basically maybe convinced that he was going to be potentially make a move to Manchester United. Basically, it was potential that he was going to make a move to Manchester United, and then basically got quoted out. Basically, the representative basically. At Paul Caldwell on the speculation, basically saying this basically was a fake narrative and saying how ridiculous it was. So basically, he doesn't believe it's going to happen. But Florentino Perez, the president, basically said they are willing to sanction him off, but Zidane has basically insisted to him not to offload Bale off. But they're looking to maybe get rid of Bale if they do get Mbappe on the board. Dan Bolland, the Spanish publication, reported basically that Bale, but he has no desire to leave the club. He doesn't want to leave the club, does Gareth Bale. But Mourinho's had discussions with Bale back in the tunnel, back in the Real Madrid game, about making a potential move for him. Apparently, another thing's come up now. £90 million price tag has been offered out for us to pay. We will pay out for Bale without much of a class player he is. He's getting older. We probably want to get a couple of year or two out of him, but he's still a class player. And but I don't think he's keen on the move to Manchester United. But if they get Mbappe on the board, then they basically have to offload They have to offload Bale. They've raised money of Real Madrid. They've raised £100 million, but they have to offload Bale if they want Mbappe on the board. But Bale's not insisted to move, and even Ronaldo may have to be offloaded if Bale doesn't want to move. Ronaldo's aging up. He's going to differ in a couple of years' time to Cristiano Ronaldo. So Mourinho disregarded it basically. He said it was a mission that was impossible. He disregarded it basically. He just basically said it's a dream come true. He's not destined to leave. He's no desire to leave Real Madrid. I don't know how long he's been there. Real Madrid did pay 90, £100 million for him from Tottenham, but it'd be essential. He's Premier League proven also, as he's proved at Tottenham. He hasn't had the games because he's been injury prone as Bale. But yeah, a lot of people are convinced it will happen. The journalist is very convinced he could come to Manchester United. But yeah, I just don't think Gareth Bale's any intentions of leaving. So this could be just growing speculations. This could be just a fake narrative. The rumours have risen up even more now because Real Madrid are insisting they want Kylian Mbappe on the board. So we need a left winger, and we definitely need a midfielder in there as well. But yes, guys, anyway, I think that's about everything to update with. We know Chelsea could get Renato Sanchez. They've also put a bid in for Barkley. Barkley's a fantastic player. He's a very creative player. If you look at his stats last season, absolutely fantastic with Barkley's, beat Sanchez, beat Coutinho, beat Silva, fantastic ratio. Had a lot more opportunities than them players. You'll get him for £20-30 million now. He's coming to an end of his contract and he's not signing another one with Everton. But there again, as I said, Everton are doing well in this transfer window. They can afford to offload Barkley. They've spent over £100 million on 6 or 7 players, so they can afford to offload Barkley. Rooney's doing fantastic for Everton. I think Everton may have a good season this season. Koeman may want to get them into maybe the top 5, maybe challenge for Champions League football, maybe even try and get some silver on the board, and this is what Everton want, and we'll see. But Barkley, you'll get him for probably £20-30 million. I think Tottenham have had negotiations. I think Pochettino's had negotiations. They could be favoured to get him, but Tottenham are desperate for that player. They're desperate to get Barkley on the board. They haven't made they haven't made their first significant signing yet of the summer, and they'll be frustrated. They've got a good squad. They've got Kane. They've got Dele Alli. They've got a fantastic squad, but they just need a player or two at least on the board if they're going to continue being very consistent. And but as I did say, Danny Lever has said they're reluctant to sell a lot of the players. They have sanctioned Kyle Walker, and they've raised money for that, and you can use some of that money to get Ross Barkley on the board, and we'll see. But they've been consistent the last couple of years, but to keep that up, the tempo of the play, didn't lose at home last season, fantastic home record last season. They were a fantastic team last season, they played fantastic football, they were good at driving forward, the teammates combined with each other. Harry Kane was fantastic, got the golden boot, very prolific goal scorer. So yeah, you just don't know what happens. But the Gareth Bale rumours, we've heard it all before, so I'm not going to totally have a lot of trustworthy in what the media's currently saying. We had all this situation with Ronaldo last month, was it, sometime? So I don't really know what to believe at the moment. You don't really know what to believe in anything, basically, guys. What the media says, it's really, really hard to believe, but we'll see, we'll see. Anyway, guys, something to update you today. Drop your comments and likes below on my video as usual, and take it easy. And I'll see you later on. Bye.